In this video, I'm going to teach you what it takes to win in life as men. By winning, I don't mean that you have to become an entrepreneur or the most successful person in the game, but that means creating the life you really want, but also staying close to yourself. So, let's dive in. 1. Become emotional intelligent. Ever saw a person completely overwhelmed by their emotions during a traffic jam?
What's your problem?
You
Come on, who are you then?
Ronald bickering.
Who?
Ronald bickering.
Who?
Ronald bickering.
Who the fuck's that?
Yeah, me.
Well, that says something about his or her level of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and effectively use their own emotions and the emotions of others in social situations. But what is exactly the keystone of emotional intelligence? Well, that is self-awareness. So I'm coming from a place where I didn't even understand my own emotions. So I've lived 7 years in several foster homes. My father was an alcoholic, and I never really had parents who took care of me, you know? So my parents never really gave me lessons about how my emotions worked and what the best way was how I could recognize them and understand them. And maybe because they didn't really understand their own emotions, they couldn't really give it to me as well. And because I didn't really understand my emotions and didn't really understand myself, finally I became depressed. But I changed a lot as a person. So for the last 7 years, I'm now into self-improvement, where I also learned to reflect on my own emotions. And that is a tool you need. You need to do some sort of self-reflection to really understand your emotions, but more important, to first recognize your emotions. Once in the week or something, I take the time to reflect about the moments when I had a strong negative emotion. And also think about what was the reason why I had that feeling, you know? And a big benefit I experience with doing this is that I have the feeling that I have control over my own life. But to write them down, I understand them better, and then I can respond in a better way. But after being aware of your own emotions, can you also handle them? People who are winning in life have the capacity to soothe oneself, especially on the moments when negative, strong emotions occur, like anxiety or sadness. Because I never really understand my emotions, I also didn't know how I had to act on those emotions. So sometimes when I was feeling sad, the reaction I had was that I got anger issues. And that was because I always handled out of emotion and never really took the time what I was feeling, because I didn't really understand myself. So what you can do for that is using a mood tracker. And a mood tracker is a notebook where you're writing down all the emotions you can have in a month, and then every time when some emotions occur, you're giving a cross. So in this way you can see how you handle out of emotions, and you can also see which emotions are more frequent in your life. Another type of thing you can use is meditation. Just to take the time for yourself, relax on that moment, letting all your emotions go and just focus on your breathing can really help that you're not really handle out of emotions, but that you're handle out of yourself. And because you're more emotional intelligent about the way how you approach the emotions you're having, especially the strong emotions, you will see that you will become more the pilot of your own life, because you are the one on the steering wheel who are act on the right way on your emotions. But emotional intelligence is not only important for yourself, because a part of emotional intelligence is empathy and your social skills. So when a friend of you got into a very bad situation, maybe his mother just passed away, can you really have empathy on that moment, or is it getting more awkward for you? And what I mean with empathy is that you can recognize and understand the situation they are in, and you get what they're going through. And an exercise what you can do with that is start to focus on being an active listener. So just observe the situation he is in and just listen what he is saying and trying to understand what he is feeling on that moment. Just focusing on him, just listen on that moment and be quiet. And there's where you can see when you're really a person who has empathy for the situation and for your friend. And the other thing what you see with people who are really emotionally intelligent is then they have social skills. To give you an example, this year I went with 4 friends of me to Poland, and our intention of the holiday was not to just chill and do completely nothing, but to work on our social skills. So we went just in the afternoon or something to the park and then just approached random girls. And we did the same when we were going out and stuff like that. And when I did that, first time it was very scary. But it's less scary than you think. But in this way, I'm trying to work on my social skills. So the second one, what it takes to win in life as a man, is being optimistic and having hope in themselves. Have you ever met a person, maybe on school or at a party, who is so positive in life that you think, how does he do that? And his behavior looks almost fake to you, because maybe you never really had that feeling. And the most weird thing is, especially in moments when they're having setbacks, they're still positive. Maybe you have ever met a person who has only a short time to live. And even on setbacks like this, they're still positive in life. People who are optimistic see a failure as due to something that can be changed so that they can succeed next time around. From the standpoint of emotional intelligence, it is an attitude that makes people gain in motivation, enthusiasm, and optimism, even on moments when they're facing struggles. And I was a person who first was very pessimistic in my life. I was always blaming everyone else except me. So I had a very pessimistic view of how I responded to life and also on my own parents. If you want to know more about the subjects, you can watch this video here. But one part of optimism is hope. Hope means that you have a strong expectation that in general things will turn out alright in life. And from a standpoint of emotional intelligence, this means that you have to believe with both the will and the way to accomplish your goals. Whatever those goals are. But how do you recognize people with high hopes? First is that they're being able to motivate themselves, being resourceful enough to find different ways to accomplishing their goals, thinking in every situation that it will become better, being flexible enough to find different ways to their goals or even switch to other goals if one becomes impossible. So hope means that you're not giving in to overwhelming anxiety or having an attitude of defeat, especially on the moments when you're facing setbacks and struggles in your life. So people with high hopes have self-efficacy. This means the belief that one has the mastery over the events of one's life and can meet challenges when they come up. So these people making the best out of the situation they are in, even when it's very dark, like the person who don't really have that much time anymore on this earth. If you're someone with high hopes and optimism, there's a big chance you will live your life according to those values. So that means that you're having more hope in every situation and that you're more happy in general about the things that happened in your life. And that is also where I believe in. I believe that everything starts with you. Every emotion you're facing, how you act on that emotion, how you're living your life. You are the one who can make a difference when it's not something which is aligned with you. So the last thing what it takes to win in life as a man is to learn, try and error. I'm coming from a place where I never really took responsibility of myself. I never really took action on the things I really want to do in life because I wasn't in the best state. It's important to focus on the things you really want to do, not what someone else is doing, and start learning those things because you have to take the responsibility over yourself. What you see with people who are winning in life, they're really taking responsibility of their own actions. So they are the only one who can change the situation they are in. If they have to build a new skill, if they have to do something to accomplish their goals, they're starting to learn, try different things, and also sometimes fail and learn from those moments. Because failure is a part of the learning process. So what they're doing is that they're trying out different things. And when something is not really working anymore, after trying so hard to make it work, they're going to try something else. And the last thing which is important is to take action. When you're only standing still and waiting for life to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to do something yourself to work towards your goals. And that is what successful people are doing. They're just in action. So what it takes to win in life is based on how you react on setbacks. So all this together is that you have to make the switch from a fixed to a growth mindset. And the benefit of that is that you can learn that. Emotional intelligence can be learned. Being more optimistic can be learned. Having hope in life can be learned. Taking action can be learned. And you can do that. So, what are you waiting for? Even when you look at my situation, I came from a situation where I couldn't handle my emotions. I couldn't understand my emotions. I was very pessimistic. I never really took responsibility and action of myself. I see where I am now. But what about you? What do you think what is important to create the life you actually want, but also staying close to yourself? Let me know in the comments. Alright, take care guys, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao!